Who's this?
Caller, you're on the air. Who's this and where are you calling from?
It's Bryan Alvarez.
The Bryan Alvarez
what's up,
on the
dude?
phone.
I'm watching this dude literally rap about chalupas.
What is he saying?
Hey, why not, man?
Why not?
I don't know. I heard chalupas.
You got something
And then
against
Booker
chalupas?
T's standing there looking stern.
I got to tell you, this guy's from the future, Bad Bunny. He doesn't exist in our timeline.
He unfortunately exists in my timeline.
Bryan Alvarez, what's your address?
Is that what you're doing? Everybody. So Rich is asking everybody for their address today on the show. What do you think of the show so far? I mean, we've had only about 3 matches, but do you think they're able to maintain the momentum with no audience there?
I mean, I think the show's fine so far. I mean, the Goldberg-Drew match I thought was, I mean, I saw some people on Twitter that were upset about it, and they were like, well, it was short and it was a little sloppy. I'm like, it's a Goldberg match.
It's what do you expect?
It's like being a Star Wars fan and complaining that, like, the new movies are kind of corny. That's what Star Wars is. What do you think you're going to get with a Goldberg match? It was a short, kind of sloppy match. For what it was fine. We got a clean finish. So I was totally fine with that match.
I honestly thought I didn't think we
Sasha-
were going to get a clean finish.
Right.
My prediction was that the Miz was going to try to cash in on Drew, and Goldberg was going to cost them the cash in.
Well, thank God he was nowhere to be seen. So that was good.
So we have the women's match coming up right after this Bad Bunny concert. I'm very curious why they decided to put this in, because I don't think it's a timing issue. I don't know what the promotion here is, but Bad Bunny is one of the biggest artists in the world right now.
He's blowing up, man.
And he has a song with Booker T, so I guess that's why. But now I want to. I know. I hate when they do these concerts on wrestling. I really do.
Why?
I don't like it. It's
You don't
never
like,
good.
You don't like music mixed with wrestling?
I don't. I like to keep it separate. Brian's
about-
the same way. Brian agrees
Really?
with me. Yeah, Brian likes to keep everything separated.
Brian, you didn't like Motorhead and Triple H?
Well, let me put it this way. Sitting here talking to you on this show and watching that concert, I could not possibly care less. But when I have gone to Royal Rumbles, actually to WrestleManias, and they've had the live performances there, I usually enjoy the performances when I'm there live. Then I go home and I hear that everybody that was watching it absolutely hated it. But I don't mind them when it's live, but, like, there's no one there. So we're all just watching at home, and I don't know what people thought about it, but I could have done without a concert here on the Royal Rumble.
So
That's very
At
interesting.
least it was short.
Listen, I feel the same. You know how many shows I've gone to, and I'm like, wow, that was an unbelievable show, and then I come back and people are like, oh, this show sucked.
Well, all right. How about the Shinsuke intros with the violinists?
I love that. That's fine.
Okay.
Because it's incorporated in. It's not like you're not stopping the show to have Barbra Streisand sing, which I would like that.
So that's your line. So like CM Punk
That's cool. I'm
coming
into that.
out
Yeah.
with Living Color.
Yeah, I'm okay with
That's
that.
fine. Motorhead,
Yeah.
Triple H, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
But to stop the show for Bad Bunny and Booker T,
Hate it.
not okay with it.
Brian, I know that you have an entire way that you watch these shows and you take down notes, so I'm not going to hold you up more, but I want to get your opinion on a couple things. One, who without obviously if you know the ending, don't tell us, but who's your pick for both men and women's Rumble?
I mean, if I just from watching television, I mean, the pick should be Daniel Bryan and Bianca.
Interesting.
But my guess is that they probably will not do. Actually, I don't know what they're going to do. I have absolutely no idea. But I mean, that's certainly the direction that they have led you in. And usually, with WWE, when they lead you in a direction, that's what they don't do. So I have absolutely no idea who's winning.
Yeah, I mean, just like how they led you down that Bulldog was winning that 95 Rumble and Sean stole it from him.
I mean, I have no idea why they do a Bianca Belair video on the WWE Network and give her the big win over Bayley and give her this big push and it's like her month, and then she would not win. That makes no sense to me, but I'm sure it makes sense to them. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I probably would not have – I mean, if I were going to have Daniel Bryan win, then Daniel Bryan should have been far more impressive on WWE TV over the last 2 months.
Yeah.
But he just did one job after another at everybody. So, I mean, because they did that, I mean, there probably is a decent chance of him winning and getting the title shot. But I actually think I know who's going to win the men's Rumble, but I won't say.
Okay, don't say.
But it would all make sense in the end for that one. And for the women's Rumble, I mean, I still feel like it's probably going to end up being like Lana.
You still like I
yeah.
think we spoke about this, and they did it in New Japan. The thing where she's walking down and she never makes it to the ring and she won.
Right.
The two people in the ring eliminate themselves, and here you go. I'm
Yeah.
shocked we've never seen that finish. That's such a
Well,
Vince
I mean-
McMahon ending.
They basically did that for her Survivor Series,
Yeah.
whole survivorship. So,
But like, I want to touch on something interesting that Bryan mentioned, which we've talked about on the show several times, where it's like they gave Bianca Belair wins and packages and all this stuff, right? That kind of means that she's not going to win, right?
WWE Logic, yeah, very
WWE,
possible.
remember what they did with
Yeah.
Kenta a few years ago?
Yeah, that they
I
were
mean, it
pushing.
depends.
That
There
crazy
used to
package,
be-
right?
like, there used to be WWE Logic, but there isn't anymore. I mean, for crying out loud, they announced what they were going to reveal on Backstage, and then on Backstage, they revealed the opposite of what they said they were going to reveal. So,
Right.
like, every day, I mean, they could build up something for 3 weeks, and then the day of the show, they just decide they're going to do something else or whatever. So, I wouldn't look for logical answers to these questions.
No, there's no logical answers because like we're living in this the pandemic age of wrestling is fascinating with WWE because they can literally do anything, and since there's no legitimate crowd reaction, I think their mandate is, hey, it doesn't matter what we do. Oh, the audience is not going to like it. Oh, who, the guy sitting at home? The guy sitting in the crowd? There's no guy sitting in the crowd.
Yeah.
You know, they're piping in sound over people's reactions in the Thunderdome, which is completely fascinating. Like it's
How
like,
they're doing it,
It's
yeah.
almost like an Orwellian future that we're living in terms of wrestling.
Yeah.
But
Well, hopefully we move back into the past soon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I know Bryan has to go because the match is starting. Bryan, before I let you go, how are we doing? This is the first time we've done a watch along here on F4W, and I think this is the first time we've gone live here. I want the bosses to be happy here.
I'm thrilled.
Excellent. Thank you. That's all I needed. Thank you very much, Bryan. Thank you. That's it.
All right.
Bryan Alvarez, thrilled. Bryan, thanks for calling in, man. If you enjoyed these videos, hit the subscribe button and follow us everywhere podcasts are available.